Hey, my name is Mike, and this is a too long didn't read version of Kormrok on Mythic. Throughout this entire fight, he does a raid-wide AoE called Pound. He also damages anyone within 4 yards of you, so spread out. Healers will want to coordinate cooldowns for this. He also has 3 other important mechanics. He spawns these purple waves from the purple pool. Just don't get hit by them. He'll spawn these red runes on the ground that deal raid-wide AoE after 15 seconds. If one person runs over a rune, only they will take damage, which is reduced. So you want people running over the runes. He'll also grip everyone in a hand. It's best to try to be as close as possible for this for AoE. Make sure not to stack right on top of each other, because when the hands come out, you do damage to everyone around you. Throughout the fight, the boss will jump to the closest pool and empower one of the 3 abilities I just mentioned. He can't jump in the same pool until he's gone into each pool once. The tanks will have to deal with an extra ability per pool as well. When they get hit by these extra abilities, they take a Fell-Touched debuff. This will increase the magic damage they take by 50%. They should obviously be swapping when they take one of these abilities. When the boss leaps to a pool, he will spawn these swirlies all around the room. Everyone should be assigned to a different swirly, as standing in one will make the area not fill up with a void zone. You obviously want to clear as much of the area that you'll be using up as possible. Exorcist Raid Tools is a very good add-on for assigning players to a spot. It also supplies an arrow for each person to direct them to their spot. When the boss jumps to the purple pool, the waves that come out will spawn from all 3 pools instead of just the purple one. The tank ability here is SWAT, which is a knockback. Make sure your back is not to a pool. You also want to make sure not to travel too far, as it'll leave you too far away from the boss, but if you don't travel far enough, you'll take a lot more damage, as the further you travel, the less damage you take. When the boss jumps to the orange pool, the runes that spawn will now respawn when you run over them. If they're going to respawn beside another rune, they will not respawn. They also always respawn in front of you, so the best thing to do is to just put them all into one central location, like the middle of the room. The tank ability here is called Explosive Burst. It roots you in place and then explodes, dealing damage to anyone within 40 yards. My guild found it best to have the other tank taunt Kormrok and take him to the other side of the room. When the boss goes to a green pool, the hands that grip will now move to the closest pool. The tank mechanic is that the tank will get rooted by a more powerful hand with more health, and it deals more damage, so make sure to kill this one quickly. When an ability becomes empowered, it will be cast 4 times before it becomes a non-empowered ability. So if he jumps to the green pool, he will do 4 dragging hands before returning to non-dragging hands. Because of this, you'll have overlapping empowered abilities in each phase, such as dragging hands and respawning runes. My guild decided to have the pool order be green, orange, and then purple. If we used defensive cooldowns, it was during the hands, as we wanted to make sure we had enough time to do the other mechanics. With the dragging hands, we used generally the same positioning we do for heroic. This positioning always dragged us towards the orange pool. We ensured that when stacking, we were loosely spread, but close enough that all the AoE was hitting all the hands and getting them down quickly. We had plenty of room to spread out for Pound, and the purple waves on their own weren't that hard, but when the multiple colored waves came out, the method we found best was to get past one color at a time so you weren't getting cross-eyed trying to avoid them. For both the regular and respawning runes, we had anyone who could do them. We found that by having the majority of our raid ready to do runes, they got done faster and the damage was spread amongst multiple people, instead of only a couple people needing to be spam healed. We found that pushing them towards the center still worked the best. We fought Kormrok in the same spot for 2 leaps, which was right by the orange pool. When the purple pool got empowered and he started to knock the tanks back, we moved him between the orange and purple pools. This way the tanks could have their backs to a wall. The part of the room that we made sure wasn't covered in void zone was the same for the first 2 jumps. For the third one, where we moved him between the 2 pools, we cleared almost the exact same pattern but on a different angle. That was a too long didn't read version of Mythic Kormrok. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a great day.